Good morning, all of you. In this session, we are going to discuss very important topics in basic electrical engineering. In the last session, we have learnt about the very fundamentals of electricity. We discussed some topics such as how we get electricity, what is engineering, what is electrical engineering, and what are the other branches of engineering, the nature of electrical engineering, and the topics which we will cover in electrical engineering, something about electricity, and also we discussed about the atomic structure. Now in this session, now we are going to discuss electric potential, potential difference, electromotive force, about the electrical voltage, electric current, and concept of resistance. These topics we are going to discuss in this session. Now let us discuss about the electric potential and potential difference. Before discussing the electric potential, let us know about the charge, something about the charge. What is charge? We know that there are two charges, positive charge and negative charge. With this small observation, we can understand. If we take an example of this, as shown in the figure A, if two glass rods are rubbed with silk, and if we bring them near to each other, what will happen? They will repel each other. On the other hand, a plastic rod rubbed with fur, and if it is brought near a glass rod rubbed with silk, they will attract each other. Now we will see what is happening there. We find that glass rod rubbed with silk acquires something different from that of plastic rubbed with fur. So they are attracted each other. That something is called charge. When glass rods are rubbed with silk cloth, they get positively charged. When a plastic rod rubbed with fur gets a negative charge. The excess or deficit of electrons in an atom is called charge. Unit of charge is coulomb. It is denoted by capital Q. 1 coulomb of charge is equal to 6.28 into 10 to the power of 18 electrons. Types of charges, as we discussed in the earlier session, in atomic structure, there are two types of charges: negative charge, positive charge. Negative charge means excess of electrons. Positive charge means a deficit of electrons. Now, electric potential. The capacity of a charged body to do a work is called electric potential. Now, in the previous slide, we discussed how the materials acquire charges. Some material acquire positive charge, some material acquire negative charge. If they are brought near to each other, then they get attracted. So capacity of charged body to do work is called electric potential. Unit of electric potential is volt. 1 volt is equal to work done per unit charge or work done by charge. Work done is in 1 joule and charge is in coulomb. So 1 volt is equal to 1 joule by 1 coulomb. 1 joule per 1 coulomb. It is electric potential. Electric potential at a point in the electric field is the work done in bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to that point against electric field. Let us see how we can understand. In the figure it is shown this electric field and also the point is shown at which electric potential to be determined. Then one unit positive charge is brought to that point. The work done in bringing that point to that point, in bringing that positive charge to that point, is called electric potential. Potential difference. The difference in the electric potentials of two charged bodies is called the potential difference between the 2 points or 2 bodies. Unit of potential difference is also volt. Now let us take an example where the two bodies A and B are there. A has a charge of plus 7 volt, B has a charge of plus 3 volt. Potential of plus 7 volt and B has a potential of plus 3 volt. Body A at a potential of plus 7 volt means negative lower potential. Negative lower potential. Why? Because it is plus 7 volt which is more than plus 3. So if you take in the negative point of view, if you take the negative point of view, it is a negative lower potential. Body B at a potential of plus 3 volt. Positively it is less than 7, but negatively it is higher potential. Negative higher potential. Potential difference between the two charged bodies A and B is 7 minus 3, that is 4 volt. If two bodies are connected through a wire, electron flow takes place from a point of higher potential to lower potential. So in this case we can see higher potential is at 3 volt and lower potential is at 7 volt. So the electrons will flow from higher potential to lower potential, that is from B to A. That is called the potential difference. Example. This is another example. We can understand the potential difference by taking two reservoirs. Consider two reservoirs A and B containing water at different levels as shown in the figure. This is reservoir A and this is a reservoir B. So these two are connected through a pipe. These two are connected through a pipe, and there is a water in the reservoirs. Then what will happen? Water from higher potential to lower potential, water will flow from higher potential to lower potential. Water flow continues until the two levels become equal. In the first figure, it shows that whenever these two levels are different, where A is at higher level and B is at a lower level, you can observe from the figure on the left side, the water level in the A is higher and the B is lower level. When these two A and B are connected through a pipe, then what will happen? The water will flow from higher level to lower level, that is from A to B, till these two levels become equal, as shown in the figure, second figure, which is shown in the right hand side. Then electromotive force, EMF. Now let us discuss what is electromotive force, EMF. Electromotive force. Electromotive force is the force which drives or tends to drive the flow of electrons in a circuit. It is a force which drives or tends to drive the flow of electrons in a circuit. The unit of EMF is volt. Random motion of free electrons without applying any force, you can see in the diagram. Whenever no force is applied, then there will be a flow of free electrons, but the motion is not regular. There is a random motion of free electrons. The wire or conductor is connected to a battery. It means when some EMF, electromotive force, or potential difference is applied by connecting a battery, EMF maintains potential difference while potential difference causes the electrons to flow. Whenever it is connected through the wire to the battery, then electrons will flow. So you can see in the figure, battery is connected through with a conductor, and the direction of electrons also you can see. So that is electromotive force. Electromotive force you can see in the diagram. Electric voltage. Now let us learn what is electric voltage. It is an adjective form of EMF. It is synonymous with EMF and potential difference. Hence the unit of voltage is also volt. Electric voltage is nothing but EMF, or an adjective form of EMF. It is synonymous with EMF and potential difference. So the unit of voltage is also volt. Electric current. Now let me explain what is electric current. When the current will be established, we can define the electric current as the flow of free electrons. Flow of free electrons constitute the current in the conductor. Also it can be defined as the charge per second, charge per unit time. So current is equal to charge by time. I is equal to Q by T. It is denoted by capital I. Electric current is denoted by capital I. When the current will start flowing, whenever an EMF is applied across the conductor, then with the influence of the electromotive force applied, then the electrons will move in a regular manner, so that the movement of electrons constitute the electric current. Whenever EMF applied is disconnected, or battery is disconnected, or potential difference is zero, then there will be no flow of electrons. There will be no flow of electrons, and there is no current. unit for the current is ampere. Now we can see in the diagram how the current, electric current, will flow through a conductor or in a body. So these arrows will show the direction of the current. One battery, one body is connected with the wires, with the conductors to the battery. Then if it is connected to a battery, then the current or electrons will start moving as, as shown in the direction in the figure. It is from negative terminal to positive terminal. It is flow of electrons, small arrows, current. In this figure you can see there is one battery and there is a lamp. The lamp is connected to a battery with two wires or two conductors. In between, one switch is connected. When switch is opened, now it is open. When switch is opened, then there is no light. Light will not glow. When switch is closed, then the electrons starts flowing, hence there is a current. With a result, the bulb starts glowing. So from this we can say that if there is no EMF applied, then there is no current. When there is an EMF applied, then there is a current, and with the result of the current, the bulb will glow. Electric current I is equal to charge Q by time. I is equal to Q by T. Q is in coulombs and T is in seconds. I is in amperes. Now we can define 1 ampere. When we can say 1 ampere of current is flowing through the conductor. As we see in the earlier slide, current is equal to charge by time. So 1 ampere of current is said to flow through a wire or conductor when 1 coulomb of charge flow in 1 second. I will repeat once again. It is very important. 1 ampere of current is said to flow through a wire when 1 coulomb of charge flow in 1 second. So this is the current of 1 ampere. Example, if 10 ampere of current is flowing through a wire, it means 10 coulomb of charge flowing per second. If 10 ampere current is flowing, if it is said that 10 ampere current is flowing in a particular conductor or particular wire, then it means that 10 coulombs of charge flowing per second. Direction of the current. You can see in the image, the animated image, a small arrows are going. These running small arrows denotes or indicates the direction of the current. If a lamp or any body or any load is connected to the battery with two wires as shown in the figure. Then EMF is applied across that. With the result of the EMF applied, the electrons starts flowing. The electrons starts flowing from negative terminal to negative terminal and through the body and again to the positive terminal. So always one point here to remember is, always there must be a closed path for the flow of current, for the circulation of the current. Always there must be a closed path for the circulation of the current. If when there is any break in the path of the current, and there will be no flow of electrons or there is no current. So whenever there is a closed path, then only the current exists. That means the electrons starts flowing from negative terminal and through the body and through the conductor and through the positive terminal, and also it reaches again to the negative terminal. So it constitutes a closed path. A closed path. Then only the current exists. The very important point here to remember, it is there must be a closed path for the circulation of the current. There is no restriction in the direction, in the path of the current. Whatever the path it follows, whatever the length of the path it follows, it is irrelevant, but there must be a closed path. Small arrows, as I said, indicates flow of electrons and conventional current. There are two types, two ways of determining the direction of the current. One is conventional type, conventional mode. It is shown by the arrow mark. The conventional direction of the current is from positive terminal to negative terminal. Now the direction of the current, conventional current direction. The assumed and traditionally followed direction of current is from positive to negative. It is traditionally followed plus to minus. It starts from positive terminal of the battery and it reaches negative terminal and again to positive terminal and it continues. But in electron current, the direction of actual flow of electrons is from negative to positive. There are two directions of current. One is conventional mode, conventional type, and electronic current. In electron current, that means actual flow of electrons method of determining the direction of current. The direction of the current is from negative terminal to positive terminal. There is additional information. As already we discussed this with the help of the image. A simple analogy for an electric circuit is water flowing in a closed circuit of pipework driven by a mechanical pump. This can be called a water circuit. Voltage difference between 2 points corresponds to the water pressure difference between 2 points. If there is a water pressure difference between 2 points, then water flow from the first point to the second will be able to do work, such as driving a turbine. In a similar way, work can be done by the electric current driven by the voltage difference due to an due to an electric battery. For example, the current generated by an automobile battery can drive the starter motor in an automobile. We can see in our automobiles we use battery which is used to start the motor bike. So that is only because the current generated by the automobile battery. If the pump is not working, it produces no pressure difference and the turbine will not rotate. Similarly, here, if there is no EMF or if there is no potential difference, which is same as there is no pressure difference there in the pump. Here, if there is no potential difference, or if there is no EMF, or if there is no battery applied or connected, there is no current, there is no work. Equally, if the automobile's battery is flat, then it will not turn the starter motor, turn on the starter motor. This is some additional information which is used to understand the electric circuit, or when the electric current will flow through the circuit. As as in the mechanical pump, it maintains some pressure. Whenever the pump maintains or produces some mechanical pressure, then only the water will flow from one point to another point and the turbine will rotate. If there is no pressure, if the pump does not produce any pressure, then there is no movement in the turbine. Similarly, if there is a potential difference between the 2 points, then only the electrons starts flowing from one point to another point, so it constitutes the current. Otherwise, there is no current, there is no flow of electrons. This water flow analogy is a useful way of understanding several electrical concepts. In such a system, the work done to move water is equal to the pressure multiplied by the volume of water moved. In this, the work done to move water is equal to the pressure into volume. Similarly, in an electric circuit, the work done to move electrons is equal to the electrical pressure. A volt term for voltage multiplied by the quantity of electric charge moved. Voltage is a convenient way of measuring the ability to do work. In relation to flow, the larger the pressure difference between 2 points, the greater the flow between them, that is, electric current. So we can understand very easily the flow of electric current. Whenever there is much potential difference, or whenever there is more difference in the potential between 2 points, then there is a greater current between the 2 points. When the potential difference is less between 2 points, already we discussed about the potential difference, how we can find the potential difference between the 2 points A and B. If suppose A is at plus 7 volts and B is at plus 3 volts, then the difference in potential, or potential difference, is 7 minus 3 is 4 volts. there we can say the potential difference is 4 volt. If the potential difference is more, then the electric current will be the more. If the potential difference is less, and the current will be less. This is about the electric current, the relation between the potential difference and the electric current. Now the resistance. We will learn about some concepts about the resistance. What is resistance? What is resistance? It is an inherent property of any material. Generally, we can say it is an inherent property of any material or any conductor. We can say particularly. Resistance is the property of a conductor or material by which it opposes the flow of electrons through it. Whenever the electrons starts flowing through any conductor, inherently our body or material or conductor, it has some property and it starts opposing the flow of electrons through it. Some materials may have more opposition and some materials have less opposition, but there is opposition to the flow of electrons. That opposition for the flow of electrons through it is defined or named as the resistance of the material. The resistance of the material. If you take one copper wire or copper rings, copper material, it has also some resistance, but compared to other materials, it has less resistance. What it means, less resistance means, as I said, that resistance is the opposition to the flow of electrons, where the flow of electrons is electric current. So we can say that resistance is the opposition for the flow of current. When the resistance of the material is more, when the resistance of the material is said to be more, then we can say the current through that material will be less. If the resistance of the material is less, it means the opposition for the electric current is less. We can say the electric current will be more. More electrical current can be passed through that material. This is the resistance. Its unit is ohm. It is represented by the symbol shown there, ohm. It is denoted by capital R. The resistance of a material or the resistance of any material is denoted by capital R. Very good conductors have relatively very low resistances, so that the current flowing through that good conductors will be more. It is symbolically represented as shown in the figure. It is a circuitry representation or symbolic representation of the resistance is shown in the figure below. It is denoted by capital R. It is a resistance. It may be termed as electrical friction, as there is a mechanical friction in the mechanical work. This resistance can be termed as Electrical friction. Electrical friction means opposition to the flow of electric current. It affects the movement of electricity in a same manner similar to the effect of friction on mechanical objects. Mechanical friction means it is the opposition to the flow of the body, where in similar here in electricity, the opposition to the flow of electricity is the resistance. Also we can call this as electrical friction. Good conductor, good conductors exhibit less resistance. As I said earlier, good conductors means they are having less resistance, so very relatively more currents will be passed through the conductors. Why? Due to presence of large number of free or loosely attached electrons in their atoms. As we discussed in the last session, good conductors means when there are large number of free electrons, then we can call those materials as conductors. We can classify those materials as conductors in terms of valence electrons, or based on the valence electrons we can name that material as good conductor. So in terms of this resistance we can say good conductors means having less resistance. Examples of good conductors: copper, aluminum, etc. These are the good conductors. Ohm. Ohm is the unit for the resistance. How it is defined? When the resistance of the conductor is said to be 1 ohm, when a voltage of 1 volt is connected across a wire, and if it causes 1 ampere of current to flow, then we can say the resistance of that wire is 1 ohm. As we discussed in detail about the voltage and current in this session, where voltage is a synonymous form of potential difference. As shown in the figure, when voltage or potential difference of 1 volt is connected across a wire, and if it causes 1 ampere of current to flow through that conductor, then we can say the resistance of that wire is 1 ohm. Now we can summarize the points which we discussed in this session. We discussed about the charge. There are two types of charges: negative charge and positively charged. Negative charge means excess of electrons, and positive charge means deficit of electrons. And electric potential difference, this potential difference is always between 2 points, comparing the 2 points and the difference between these 2 points, potential difference. Electromotive force, as the name suggests, electromotive force is the force which motivate the electrons to move, is called electromotive force. Only under the influence of EMF the electrons will move. Otherwise, if there is no EMF applied, there is no movement of electrons, there is no current. Whenever there is an EMF, then only the electrons will move and there is a current. So that is called, it is very important, electromotive force. So it is uh, very similar to the mechanical force, where we can use the mechanical force, we can apply the mechanical force to move the body from one place to another place. If and if the mechanical force is applied on a body, then only the body will move through some distance, or we can say that some work is said to be done there. Similarly, here, whenever electromotive force is applied, then only the electrons will move, some work will be done, there is a current. We also discussed about the electrical voltage and electrical current and the conventional direction of the current, electron direction of the current, and also we discussed about the resistance. So resistance means the resistance is very important, where the resistance is the property of the material by which it opposes the flow of current through it. It opposes the flow of current through it. That is called the resistance of that material. If the resistance is very, very, very less, then it is said as very, very good conductor. If the resistance is more, they are bad conductors or somewhat insulators. I can attempt some quiz. What is the unit of charge? Volt, coulomb, ampere, ohm. The correct answer is coulomb. Coulomb is the unit of charge. The current is measured in volt, coulomb, ampere, ohm. The right answer is ampere. The current is measured in ampere. What is the unit of EMF? Electromotive force. What is the unit for the force? Coulomb, volt, ampere, ohm. The correct answer is volt. The unit of EMF is volt. What is the unit of resistance? Ampere, volt, ohm, none. The unit of the resistance. Unit of resistance is ohm. These are the frequently asked questions in the topics which we covered in this session. Define electric potential, explain electric current, define potential difference and state its unit. Define resistance. These are the few questions we may expect from these topics which we covered in this session. Define electric potential, explain electric current, define potential difference and its unit, define resistance. Thank you.